show where they know sports. If you wanna know about sports, this is where you go. Welcome to the Mizzle show where they know sports. If you wanna know about sports, this is where you go.
First time, touchdown. First time, touchdown, yeah. First time, touchdown. First time, touchdown, yeah. First time, touchdown. First time, touchdown, yeah. First time, touchdown. First time, touchdown, yeah.
Now, before we get into the last of Wildcard Weekend, before we do that, there's some other stuff we want to talk about before we get into that. So welcome to episode number 154 of the Mizzle and Dub Show. He is Red Fox, and I'm still just a bald-headed light skin. Anyhow, but before we get into anything, we have gained one new subscriber since our last show earlier this morning. And for that, we say thank you. We appreciate it. So we are live, of course, via StreamYard, live on our platforms on Mizzle's Facebook page, on my Facebook page, of course, our page on YouTube, and of course, for those viewing on Instagram Live, welcome. So, real quickly, before we get into Wildcard Weekend or the rest of Wildcard Weekend, there were some interviews going on in the land of football, as of course, teams that need new coaches are looking and searching across horizons for new coaches. And specifically, which I found this very, very shocking, was the Hoodie is down in the ATL going for an interview to talk about the Falcons head coaching job, which is quite shocking. It would be hard for me to see Belichick adapting to the ATL just for various reasons myself, but hey.
Do you want to know what else is shocking? I got a shocker on top of your shocker.
What's that?
Enemy has not been scheduled no head coaching interviews. None. And
again, I'm going to ask this question. Why? If anything, you should watch what happened to the Chiefs' offense after he left Kansas City this past season.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
The Chiefs now are relying strictly on their defense and hoping that the offense just gives them enough points to win the game. Now, I say that because this past Saturday, if Bieniemy was still the OC, the Chiefs would have easily put up 40 on the Dolphins instead of just cruising by 19 points like they did. Now, again,
well,
we all know
they could have they could use them this weekend. They could have really used them this weekend because do you not think Orchard Park got something on their mind? Do you not think that they want to embarrass their asses for that bullshit that they think that they lost a few years ago? Oh, it's still hurt. It's still hurting. And do you think the Mafia ain't gonna let the Mafia ain't forgot? They have not forgot. And so what you got a little snippet yesterday, Josh Allen was playing out of his fucking mind. I know we're going to get there, but I just had to throw that out there before we get there. But my goodness. Whew.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Also, Jim Harbaugh interviewed for the job in Inglewood with the Chargers.
He'll get it,
but if he wants it, he'll get it. I think
it's his for the taking.
So far, here's who have now. Speaking now back to the Falcons. Here's who Atlanta has interviewed so far: Brian Callahan, of course, Bill Belichick, Aaron Glenn, and Ben Johnson. Too hot. Yeah, the Lions are going to get some. The Lions are going to get some strong candidates. Are going to get a lot of permission to talk to those two gentlemen.
Aaron Glenn has been spectacular running that defense in Detroit. Spectacular.
Mike McDonald, Ejiro Evero from the Panthers, of course. Antonio Pierce, Anthony Weaver, and my defensive coordinator Steve Wilkes. That's in Atlanta. Ben Johnson is also interviewed for the Panthers. Like I said, Ben Johnson is going to be perhaps the most seeked offensive candidate in this offseason, depending on how long the Lions go in the playoffs, which they at least got one more home game. Todd Monken, Ravens OC, Dan Quinn just interviewed for Seattle's head coaching job today, which would make a lot of sense.
Shit.
Yeah, that would make
Go
a lot
back
of
home.
sense.
Go back to Emerald City. I would love that. I would love that for Dan Quinn. Yes.
That makes a lot of sense for him.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, today, Leslie Frazier got interviewed by the Raiders, and of course, Champ Kaylee and Antonio Pierce had their interviews today.
Interview today.
Henderson, Nevada. So I'll ask this question. Okay, Daryl, I love you. Right now, I'm about to roast you.
Get him.
Okay. If my team should happen to win the Super Bowl,
oh Lord,
it's gonna not act the fact
a whole year of fucking bullshit
that Steve Wilkes was a Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator, not D'Amico Ryans, not Robert Saleh, but Steve Wilkes. You just can't get that out of your crawl. Okay. You just can't accept the fact that under his watch, they only gave up 17.5 points a game. That's third in the whole goddamn entire NFL. But yet, you still have a problem with them. But yet, when Robert Saleh was the defensive coordinator, they choked away a lead in Super Bowl 54. When D'Amico Ryans was the defensive coordinator, they choked away a lead in the NFC Championship.
Whoa. I'm another fan, and you're saying D'Amico Ryan didn't get a chance? A chance at what? The man was an outstanding DC coordinator. He got the chance with the Texans, and now he's killing it down there. So I'm not understanding where you're going with D'Amico never got a chance. That man was awesome. Was awesome. Now, like I said, I'm not even a Niner fan, but he had that defense on intact, which we're not shocked what's going on in Houston right now. So I don't know what was going on with that comment there, sir.
Okay, I understand personally you don't like him, and that's your opinion. You're entitled to that. But the defense has still been in the top 10, just as the same with Saleh, just as the same with D'Amico Ryans. Okay.
Facts.
It's not D'Amico's fault, and it's not Saleh's fault that Steve Wilkes has had more toys to play with, because you add a Chase Young, you add a Javarius Ward, you add a Randy Gregory, and you add a Justin Hargraves.
Get him.
So again, right now the focus should be on the doggone Green Bay Packers and how to stop and contain Jordan Love. Now, back to the original topic. There's been rumors and there has been speculation that some would say when, but there is high regards that Antonio Pierce will hire former Cardinals head coach and longtime college coach and former quarterback Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator, which, if we're talking about strictly as an OC, Kingsbury has drawn up some fantastic offensive playbooks. He got Kyler Murray to just thrive in this offense. So I asked thee, a longtime full-fledged member of Raider Nation, what is your thoughts on perhaps Cliff Kingsbury running the offense in Las Vegas?
I mean, he has an offensive playbook. I mean, look what he did with, like you just said. He did tremendous things with Kyler Murray. I mean, just think what he can do with Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams, and even make Mike Meyer even a lot better. And hell, his run packages is not bad either. I mean, his air raid attack is tremendous. This is what scares me, though. All these coaches are players and everything like this. They're spectacular with the other teams that they are been with. But the moment that some of these players, Don, our coaches, get up with the silver and black, they forget what worked for them. And we kind of, who didn't know that Jacoby Meyer was going to be that great. I mean, we knew he was good, but damn it, did you think he was going to be this good this year? So I would love to see what he can do with a real offensive coordinator. To see what, I mean, all Devontae Adams does is just get 1,000 yards every time he steps on the field. He's almost like Jokic when it comes to the triple-double. So what would a good offensive coordinator give him? You know what I'm saying? So I will be excited to get he's rather young still, few years of coaching. So he has that experience. So it's not like we're going backwards, getting somebody fresh out of the college ranks, So I will be on board with Kingsbury. I would love to see what he would if we could just get Josh Jacobs to come back. But even even if we don't retain Josh Jacobs, Zeus showed that he can take a workload. Zeus showed that he can be the bell cow. I would just like a little more stretch plays with Zeus, a little more toss, a little more, screen plays, sweeps here or there.
Let him use the speed.
Because exactly. I mean, I know he can. He showed he can run in between the tackles. That was good. You showed that. But no, Zeus needs to be stretched. We need counters, stretch plays, halfback dives. That's the kind of plays that might fit Zeus. And I think Kingsbury has that kind of playbook to enhance. And guess what? Kingsbury does good with his slot receivers. And we got two that's pretty good right now. One, I think Hunter might be gone this year because of his contract situation. I would love for Hunter to stay because he got put in the doghouse for no reason last year. It was ridiculous. I don't understand how 102 catches, Pro Bowler, just disappears in the offense. I don't understand that. But I would love to see what Kingsbury can bring to this offense because the talent is there. Just sprinkle a decent offensive lineman here or there. We need a dominant right tackle. We're solid at left. Colt Miller is the staple. He is it. Thank you, Gruden. That's about the one thing that you did right. You got Colt Miller. If we can get a right tackle instead of interchangeable right tackle.
He also got JJ.
Well, I was talking about his first go around. His second go around. His second go around, he got Colt Miller. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I understand. Honestly, I don't think that was Gruden. I'm gonna give all that to Mayock.
You think that was?
I'm giving all that to Mayock. Yeah, I'm giving all that. I'm giving all that to Mayock. I'm giving Mayock. I'm giving Mayock Max. I'm giving Mayock Hobbs, Morick. That's all. That was. Come on now. Who is when we were watching NFL Network on draft day, who was the only person when I was watching NFL Network, who was the only person that I was paying attention to besides Charles Davis?
Mayock.
Mike Mayock, man. Mayock knows his shit. And that's why when he got the GM position, I was like, we're going to get talent. So I believe the first round pick was Gruden. Gruden could have got JJ, but I believe everything else after that was all Mayock, just like how Al Davis. You knew Al Davis's first pick. It was a speed guy. But then when you saw the talented get picked in the third, the fourth, fifth rounds, you like, that was a scout team. Al only did the first round. So here or there. But to get back on the subject, I would love to see what Kingsbury can bring to this offense and who else they decide to add in. And are we going to draft the quarterback? Can he turn Aiden O'Connell and build off what Aiden O'Connell built off this year? So yet again, this organization is getting me in a happy mood to see what they're going to do. And I hope they just don't shit on me after I get in this good, happy mood. Because I didn't buy a jersey. I'm thinking about trying to get to the games next year, multiple, because I'm excited about what's going on. They fired McDaniels, I hope I wake up to some good news. They can't officially hire AP yet because they still have to interview Leslie Frazier, which is today. They already did the minority part with the talking to a female with the Denver Bronco lady. I can't remember her name at the top of my head right now, but they did that. Leslie Frazier will fit Leslie Frazier will fit the Rooney Rule. So I'm hoping by Wednesday, because we can hire Champ right now. He can be hired right now. But I think we can't hire AP until January 22nd. So, what a birthday present that would be if we can get that. So let's just get it, man. Let's just do the right thing.
Not wrong.
So I will be on board.
I will be
on board with Kiff.
Well, you know that's hard to do sometimes when it comes to doing that, as you know, because they should have been doing the right thing a long time ago. But that's here nor there. So,
Yes.
but hopefully, like I said, the it's been a long time since you have seen the fan base united like that in regards to um, them wanting a coach and wanting a tandem to stick together, which is great to see. It really,
And they're
really
on
is.
board with
And
Kingsbury.
I
That
mean, like
a shocker.
as I've said before, well, like I said, him as a Cliff Kingsbury as a play caller is awesome and is dynamic. Um,
Yeah.
he just is as a play caller.
This
Daryl,
dude is about to get banned, bro. This dude is about to get the Tony Reale. Dude, who is this guy? Who?
we went to high
Number
school.
one, he's a Niner fan, so he's already got X. We went to high school with this guy.
Yes, we did.
I guess more of a friend of yours than he was of mine, because talking like that, he wouldn't be in my circle. What the hell? Thank you, the other side of the ball. Somebody knows what they're talking about here. Thank you. He's an American icon.
Dusty Baker, a bad hire. Okay. Now, the only thing you have said, okay, Daryl,
about as bad as D'Amico Ryan. Jesus,
Daryl,
Christ,
the only right thing you have said is fire Farhan. Okay, Dusty Baker is an assistant to Farhan and Larry Bear. So if Dusty Baker has something to say to Larry Bear and Farhan, you think they're not going to listen? Because Dusty has something that Farhan wants, is a ring. Okay, Dusty has been in baseball for 50 plus years. He has seen a lot more crap than Farhan has as a freaking executive.
Get him. Okay?
How do you think the Giants are trying to appease the fan base? By bringing back people. Why do you think Matt Williams is back in the organization as a third base coach? To help bring back the Giant way. Same with Bob Melvin. Bob Melvin played catcher for the Giants. He knows the Giant way. How do you go?
The other side of the ball is on fire right now.
How do you go? How do you go back to going to the Giant way? You bring in former Giants. That's what you do.
Get him. Get him.
Again, Daryl, I love you. I do. But right now, you're trying to bring out passion that I don't want to give out right now. Because we're not even near baseball. We're not even near baseball yet. We still got about 30 more days until pitchers and catchers report. I'm still trying to focus on hopefully my team getting to Las Vegas and playing in a doggone Super Bowl. But here we are talking about Dusty Baker's bad hire. Stop it. Yeah, we will see how the season. We will see how the season goes, and then we'll revisit.
Well, Rome wasn't built overnight, but I kind of have a feeling that if this season fails, he's going to want to come on here and be like, see, I fucking told you so. I don't even want that. I don't even want to revisit after the season. Because I don't want to hear well, Dusty got hired. That's the reason why they suck. Negative.
Here's one thing we can agree on. If the Giants underachieve again, I guarantee you Farhan will get the boot. Not Bob Melvin.
Agreed.
Not Bob Melvin.
Yes.
Farhan will get the hell out of San Francisco if they underachieve again. Farhan knows his ass is on the line this year. He knows that.
Hence the reason why Dusty Baker is in his ear. And like he said, Matt Williams, he's bringing in giants who knows this organization. That's the only reason why. He knows his seat is hotter than hell right now. So this is his last relief mulligan right here. And like Dove said, if it don't go right, you're out of here, bruh.
Because you can only live off of 2021 for so long. He got lucky in 2021, mainly because he had Gerald Dempsey Posey III leading that team. But we all knew that Gabe Kapler had flaws, but because he had Posey, he got lucky in 2021. But once Posey retired,
Boom.
we saw the flaws of Gabe Kapler.
Boom.
Okay.
Boom.
When Farhan hired him in the first place, all they could talk about was his assault that he let sweep under the window when he was with the Dodgers. Both of them. Okay. Farhan knows he's on his last leg. And if he does not deliver, there will be a new president of baseball operations on 3rd and King in the city by the bay. Now,
And it could be Dusty Baker.
see, here's the thing about Barry Lamar Bonds. Barry Lamar Bonds does not want to go through the grind of 162 because he did that as hitting coach for the Marlins.
And he didn't like it.
Barry likes doing what Barry does, special instructor for spring training. Because, I mean, you know, why would you not want to take hitting advice from, as my co-host says, the best eyes in baseball? I mean, Barry is always around the Barry is always around the organization, but as far as getting back into the everyday grind of baseball, that's just not something Barry wants to do because Barry has too much fun doing his cycling thing and doing other things.
And being a grandfather.
I know personally that too. Personally, I would love if Melvin does succeed, I would love for Matt Williams to be the manager of the Giants, but that's here nor there. But I'm okay with
you being a homer right now. I like it.
Yes, the hell I am, because if Matt Williams would have not been my first choice, Will Clark would have been my second choice. That's because Jordan Hicks can be both. Jordan Hicks can be a reliever and a starter. Okay. Right now, there's still arms out there, but we all know today's baseball, it's about bullpen games. I'm not a fan of it. I can't stand it. I don't like an opener. I don't. But unfortunately, this is what today's baseball is going in. Now, I like the possibility of a 5-man rotation of Logan Webb, of Kyle Harrison, of Robbie Ray, Alex Cobb, and Jordan Hicks. That could be a very good starting 5 if they can remain healthy. And then you fill out your bullpen after that. Like I said, I trust Bob Melvin's running a bullpen way more than I trust Gabe Kapler.
100%. 100%.
Why? Because Bob Melvin was a former major league catcher. And who makes normally good managers in baseball is former catchers. Okay.
How many does Bochy have?
Bruce Bochy, former catcher, has 4. Okay. Mike Scioscia, former catcher. He won a World Series as a manager. Okay. Most catchers for the longest time have made good managers in baseball. It's been like that.
So you're saying there's a future for Posey?
Any other situation? Okay, in a different multiverse, yes, but I don't think Posey, like Bonds, doesn't want to go through the everyday grind again.
Now, I know, I agree. I was just trying to get that feeling.
Now, who I think might be a very good manager that nobody's talking about because of his energetic self, Hunter Pence. I think Hunter might be a good manager somewhere down the road.
Oh, the referee?
Major League Baseball.
Oh, the referee?
Yes.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Just the motivational speeches that he'll give, I have them players ready to swing a bat. You know, yeah, oh yeah. All right. You don't have a disagreement with me on that one. Yeah, I don't have a disagreement. Even my cousin agreed with you on that one.
Well, I mean, he is one of the most popular Giants in the last 15 years for a reason. Okay, now back to what we originally was going to talk about, which was football. There were 2 more games played today in the wild card round, wrapping up Super Wild Card Weekend. Bills Mafia, they don't care if it's -2 degrees and the wind chill is -27. they will still fall through tables and even still light the tables on fire and still go through them.
Jesus.
What more can you say? But the Bills,
The gift that
to
keeps
quote
on
earlier,
giving.
Josh. Yes, because Lord knows you could not pay me enough money to do that. Because I'm just
I
not
wouldn't be
doing it.
outside.
I'm not doing
I
the
would be indoors with a nice fire.
no.
Something to drink.
And to all,
Yeah, I'm not out there. I freeze out here in California weather.
and a blanket.
I freeze it. I freeze in the winter in California.
But
can you
shout out to Bills?
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Jesus.
But on a serious note, shout out to Bills Mafia that went out there and shoveled snow to clear the stands so they can fill up. I still call it the Ralph Wilson Stadium. Shout out to them for doing that because that is just it just is what it is. But nonetheless, the Bills do beat the Steelers 31-17. The Bills were kind of letting the Steelers hang around. The Steelers dropped some passes, but at the end, I think the touchdown by Shakur, where he bounced off defenders and bounced off tacklers, I think that is yeah. There was a lot of horrible tackling today in football. Oh my God.
Horrible tackling.
Yeah. Well, that was the theme of today's football was horrible tackling. We will talk about the Texans matchup in the playoffs. I'm not going to say you're not wrong. It's a possibility, but we'll talk about the divisional matchups as this show continues. So 31-17, Bills beat the Steelers. Josh Allen was outstanding. 21 of 30, 203 yards and 3 touchdowns. James
out
Cook
of his mind.
James Cook ran the ball for 79 yards. Kincaid got a touchdown. And a first happened today in the NFL. 2 tight ends caught touchdowns in a playoff game in the first quarter. So a little bit of NFL history just happened there. And of course, the Steelers got within 7. But again, the Khalil Shakur touchdown just pretty much broke the camel's back. And as mentioned, the Bills will be at home to play the Kansas City Chiefs. And for the first time,
they want that.
And for the first time in the Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid era, the Chiefs finally have to go on the road in a playoff game. And that has been the one question we have asked is, can the Chiefs go on the road to a hostile environment in the playoffs and win? We will preview that as we go through the other wild card score today as the Tampa Bay. Now, we thought the Buccaneers would beat the Eagles.
Yeah, we picked them for sure.
But to say that the Buccaneers would handle the Eagles that way, we were not expecting that. And one thing that Mizzle said that the Eagles should have done, but they did not, and I don't understand why they wouldn't do this, because when they played back on September the 25th, DeAndre Swift ran with authority and ran very well with the football. And you would think, not having your playmaker in A.J. Brown, you would think there would be a lot of more DeAndre Swift in the game plan. But what do I know? What does Mizzle know? We just do a sports show and talk sports. That's about it. But we know nothing. But nonetheless, as Hammer likes to call him, Reagan Mayfield showed up tonight for the Buccaneers in a huge
boy, didn't he?
The huge shout out to Hammer. Yeah, he definitely was indeed Reagan Mayfield today, as he threw for 337, 3 touchdowns, took care of the ball. If the Buccaneers didn't drop some passes, because they dropped some passes, because Mike Evans dropped some balls he normally catches.
Oh, that deep one.
Tampa Bay.
Oh,
yeah.
Baker put it right on the money.
Yes, he did. Because easily the Buccaneers easily could have put up a 40 burger on the Eagles. But
Yes.
I don't know if Jalen Hurts is too predictable. It's just as Mizzle said, they picked the wrong doggone time to have the Super Bowl hangover because you started the season 10-1. You were 10-1. And
Like what hangover?
And I don't want to say that it was the Niners that innocence broke their soul, but innocence after that game, their soul was broken. And I mean, you go back, to that one as Tom Sula makes his appearance. You go back to that one fan that was saying we're still the number one seed, we're still better than you, and then it just slowly deteriorated to where now, and of course, you being a Sixer fan and you knowing about that fan base very well, Philadelphia has a tendency at times to overreact, and I'm pretty sure they are calling for Nick Sirianni's job.
Why?
Somebody has to be somebody has to be the professional. So I'm being the professional.
Oh yeah, he's more the professional than I am.
That homer.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, okay, Daryl, I guess you missed the part where I said the Niners destroyed their soul, but I'm gonna let that slide.
Yeah, isn't that being destroyed? Yeah, hey, this man about to get the around the horn here in a minute. If he keeps coming with this, the around the horn is about to happen. I don't like that show, but I do like when he can boop. You know, that's about what's about to happen here, man. Come on, man.
I liked it when it was Jay Mariotti and Woody Page going back and forth. That was that
was awesome.
That was the highlight. That was the highlight around the horn. But however,
that was good television.
The thing is this. I like Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson was very good at Utah as a quarterback, and I think he'll be a very good OC. But it's quite obvious that the Eagles missed Shane Steichen, who's now the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. And you can see that. And you can see that by the way this offense was going. Because again, I mean, they got within 16-10. Tampa Bay got offsides on the field goal, so they tried to go for 2 to make it a 5-point game. And we all know what's coming: the brotherly shove, the tush push, and it seemed like the Buccaneers stopping that. It seemed like that broke the Eagles' soul. Now, we talked about bad tackling. Now, you and I are respectively in our 40s. Okay. And the one thing about Philadelphia Eagles defense, I don't care if it was Buddy Ryan running the defense, or it was the late great Jim Johnson running the defense, or Sean McDermott running the defense before he became the coach of the Bills. One thing about Eagles defensive teams, they were very good tackling football teams.
And physical.
That was a horrible display of tackling by the Philadelphia Eagles defense to me.
Yeah.
That was horrible. You let Baker Mayfield, and that is no disrespect to Baker Mayfield because Baker Mayfield played outstanding. He did. But an Eagles defense that gives up 23 first downs to the Buccaneers.
Oh, whoa. Jordan on first downs? Ooh.
And 426 total yards of offense. Yeah.
Like I said, they came into the playoffs wrong. The hangover kicked in at the wrong time. Or you know what? Maybe we should just give credit to these defenses. Maybe these teams just figured out how to. Maybe they just figured out how to play them.
Todd Bowles had a very outstanding. Had a very outstanding defensive game plan, and it showed. The Buccaneers were getting pressure, but
I don't think Hammer and K gonna give him any kind of credit.
No. Well, they did tonight because I was in a chat with them about the whole entire game, and they were impressed. Obviously, they were excited. Of course, being big Buccaneer, the only There are only about 4 people I know that are actual Buccaneers fans. There's 2 more people I know that are.
I know 3,
Bucs fans.
and 2 of them are them. I know 3. Like I said, I know 3, and 2 of them are them.
But you are going to win a lot of games when you hold your opponent to 0 for 9 on third downs and 0 for 2 on fourth downs. The Eagles had no third down conversions, no fourth down conversions. You will normally win a lot of games like that. If you hold your team,
that's an old school. That's an old school Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, Barber kind of performance right there in the playoffs when they had them.
And Warren Sapp was in the building tonight at the Pirate Ship, and so was the Nature Boy Ric Flair. There's only one.
Woo!
Richard Morgan Fleer. He was in the building, but again, but also something that we noticed during the game was the look on Jason Kelce's face. It certainly looked like he might be walking off the field for the last time as an Eagle or possibly president NFL. If that is, Jason has had an outstanding career, has been a fantastic center, and I'm glad for him that he got to be a part of the team that ended that long curse of Philly, because up until Super Bowl 52, when the Eagles finally got through and beat the Patriots, the Eagles had not won an NFL championship since the year of my mother's birth, which is 1960. So I'm glad for Jason Kelce that he had to be part of that team to bring Philly his first Super Bowl. I would throw out the year anyway because that's just what it is. Well, I'll say like this: the Lions haven't won since '57. Hey! The man has had a great career. Well, I like him more than Travis Kelce. I'll put it to you like that.
Wasn't he supposed to? Oh yeah, you damn right. Wasn't he supposed to retire last year? But they talked him into coming back for one more year.
Yeah, they talked him into coming back. Yeah, so I mean, this could be.
So yeah, this could be it. This could be it.
Jason Kelce has had a very good career. I thought
that was this dude got a lot of hate in his heart. He's got a lot of hate in his heart.
That was a very classy move. There was a video on YouTube where it shows Jason Kelce walking out the field, and Lisa Salters from ESPN went up to him and gave him a big hug and patted him on the shoulder pads. I thought that was very classy, Elisa. And just, giving him he's definitely one of the greatest all-time Eagles for sure.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
And I hope Philly will and I hope Philly will give him the right amount of abundance and love, because he has certainly been one of the great guys to wear the Eagles green. Now, divisional matchups have been set. We are down to the Elite 8 in the NFL, which all the games will take place on Saturday and Sunday.
Well, I like to come out and say that my Saturday, NFC Championship game just got.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and the Packers said big fuck you,
and a very big hold my beer, for crying out loud. My goodness, that
indeed.
was horrible.
Yeah, it was a horrible display of football as we took a pause for the cause. I didn't see the Packers coming out there and doing that, but yeah, well, they move on to the next round, and we'll have some interesting games coming up.
Well, the first matchup I am really looking forward to, because you got CJ Stroud against Lamar Jackson as the Houston Texans, coming with a lot of confidence going into Baltimore to play the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, the Ravens coming in well rested, the number 1 seed. But again, as I've said historically, whenever the Ravens have had the number 1 seed, it really has not boded well from them.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, rookie quarterbacks today are not the same rookie quarterbacks as it was when we were in our teens and in our early adulthood.
Yeah, the moment they ain't scared of the moment.
Yeah,
the lights ain't too bright.
The moment is not too big for for CJ Stroud, and he's playing like it. Nico Collins is playing like it.
We got Texans for that set. And then we got yeah. And D'Amico Ryan's got that defense flying around. That's this might be a good. Both defenses might come to show up in this game. They might have a good. D'Amico gonna have a good game plan. Harbaugh gonna have a good game plan. So it might be whatever defense get the first turnover. That might be the big difference maker in this game. I think I see a lot of punts in this game. Some big plays are going to happen, but I see that I think both defenses are going to come and show up. This was a tough one.
Well, I certainly don't see the Texans putting up 45. I don't see that at all.
No. Not on the Ravens defense. Not at all.
I do agree. This has the feel of like a 17-13 type of score. Because I just think both defenses will be flying for the ball. I mean, they are giving the Ravens -9. And the over-under is 45.5, like Daryl just said. The game time temperature will be 20 degrees. So that advantage goes to Baltimore because Baltimore is playing outdoors and the Texans does not. Even though a lot of people are favoring the Ravens huge, is just I
don't see it.
I will say this.
I don't see it.
I am going to call a Justin Tucker walk-off game-winning field goal.
Ooh,
just because this is a game to where it just features the clutch leg that is Justin Tucker. This feels like a Justin Tucker type of game for me.
See, this is where it comes to my thought process. We're starting to say that D'Amico Ryan is just starting to get that Mike Tomlin. Even though Mike Tomlin dropped the ball today, he's starting to get that you don't go against him, because I almost wanted to go against him on this last game, but I was like, nah, I got to pick the Texans. But I also say Lamar Jackson is the MVP this year, and I also believe that this is his year. And so now you put this in one where I'm got a lot of emotions going on in this one, but I want to pick the Texans so bad. I do. But I'm still going to stick with my guns. I think Lamar Jackson's going to find a way to get him downfield, and I agree with you. The money man, Tucker, what he gets paid to do, win games when it's time to be clutch. And I just think that the Ravens will finally get a game. But it's going to be – the Texans won't quit. No matter what the Ravens throw at them, the Ravens will not – the Texans won't quit. And so this will be a very entertaining game for sure.
Now this is just a wild stat that I just came across.
Oh, boy.
Now, this past weekend, Jordan Love and CJ Stroud both made their first playoff starts. Okay.
Yes.
You want to talk about a holy crap moment? Okay. They were both 16 for 21 passing. They both threw for 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. CJ Stroud only threw for 2 more yards more than Jordan Love. Stroud was 16 to 21 for 274, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Jordan Love, 16 to 21, 272, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. And they both had a passer rating of 157.2. You want to talk about
but now they stat. That is a crazy stat. But now they both play good defenses. Both of them now will be going into a realm to where there's some good defense and
Oh, absolutely.
a lot
Oh,
of
absolutely.
good
Absolutely.
players on both
Absolutely.
sides of that defense.
Absolutely.
But do I think they won't be scared? No. I think they will both stand tall. I believe CJ Stroud will go toe to toe with Lamar, and it's going to be good football. It is man, this is the reason why we watch
I will
football right
I,
here,
I will
man.
I will say this. If both Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen, if they're both getting sideline to sideline, that's going to be a big problem for the
Hard
Texans
day.
because
Hard day, yes.
that's
Yes.
those two are very hard. I mean, those two remind me of Fred Warner and Greenlaw in Santa Clara with the way those two go sideline to
Oh, indeed.
sideline. If those two are doing that,
Yeah.
it's going to be a
Yeah.
long day for the Texans. But like I said, it will not surprise me one bit if the Texans
Nope.
do pull off the upset because, like I
Nope.
said,
Not at all.
D'Amico Ryans has earned the Coach of the Year without question. And just like I said, CJ Stroud is playing with a chip on his shoulder because, again, the rule was you did not draft a quarterback out of Ohio State. You didn't draft a quarterback out of Alabama. And you did not draft a USC quarterback. Those were the three schools you avoided quarterbacks at. CJ Stroud is trying to turn
breaking the mold.
that into is trying to break that mold. And with the way he's been playing, he might be well on his way. I mean, I'm just we knew when D'Amico Ryans got the job, we knew the organization and the culture was going to change in Houston because there was some bad PR with the McNair family. And now the son McNair is running the organization, and he brought in one of his former players, and D'Amico Ryans has turned the culture around. Hence why they're a part of the Elite Eight in the NFL. Yeah. Moving on to Saturday night at Fox. They meet again in the playoffs. First time they have met since the cold battle in Lambeau Field 2 years ago, which oddly enough, I'm still trying to figure out to this day how the Niners won that football game because I still don't know how. But the Packers and 49ers once again meet again in the playoffs. But as I said on Sunday, Steve Wilks, Kyle Shanahan, you better be paying attention because do not sit there and tell me that the Green Bay Packers, and especially Packers head coach, don't tell me Matt LaFleur would love nothing more than to stick it to his former protege under his coaching tree of Kyle Shanahan. They know each other very well. They know each other's brains. They practically pretty much run the same offense. And I will say this for the Niners, they cannot afford to let Aaron Jones get off in the run game as he did against the Cowboys on Sunday. Because if they do, that is going to give Love plenty of time. And like I said, the secondary has been the one thing that has scared me about this defense all year. And if you let Dobbs and if you let Watson get open downfield because the running game is being effective, this could be a long night defensively for the Niners. With that said, now they've had, in a sense, 2.5 weeks to rest. You're getting Eric Armstead back to solidify the middle of that run defense.
Huge.
Okay. Now, this is the type of game of the reason why you went and picked up Randy Gregory and Chase Young. This is the game of why you signed Justin Hargraves. This is the game of why you brought those three guys into your defense. This is the reason. So now those three guys have got to make their money now. This is why we play. Okay. Now they've been there. They see the tradition. They see the 5 Lombardi trophies. They see the Hall of Fame players that have played wearing that red and gold jersey. This is what they play for. Because I mean, like, even though Jetty York was a dummy for saying it, but it's true. Kind of like Kobe. This franchise, but it's true. They do not hang division banners. They don't hang conference championships. It's either a Super Bowl banner or not a doggone thing. And that's the same with the Celtics. That's the same with the team we don't like in Los Angeles. It has to say NBA, NFL, World Series champions, or it does not get hung up. Period. So this is where Chase Young, Justin Hargraves, Randy Gregory. This is where you guys have to step up on the defensive end and take the pressure off of Nick Bosa, off of Fred Warner, and Dre Greenlaw. I think they will, but Jordan Love is coming in here playing with a lot of confidence. You have to break his confidence and you have to break his will, because the Packers, like the Texans, have been playing playoff-minded football for almost 2 months. So their mindset is already like that. So they're not coming into this game to where, okay, they got to ramp it up. They've been ramping it up for the last 2.5 months because they've been fighting to get into the playoffs. So if you give number 10 in green and gold confidence, it could be a long even though the Niners are a -10 favorite. They're giving the Niners -10. And even that kind of scares me a little bit, them being a double-digit favorite. But at the same time, if I am Kyle Shanahan, this is where I will say, don't overutilize Christian McCaffrey. Balance him and balance Elijah Mitchell. Let them two be the focal point of the run game. And let Purdy do what he does. Well, a lot of that is going to come on the offensive line. And I think one of the big things that they did that has gone unnoticed is that they put John Feliciano at right guard instead of Spencer Buford. And that has made the line a lot better because the left side is fine with Trent Williams and Aaron Banks. The left side is fine, which is why they mainly run to the left side. But putting John Feliciano at right guard has helped the goal line big time. And yes, Purdy has to stay healthy. But, and I know I've been on his head all season long, but the times that Sam Darnold has played in this offense, he's been very efficient, and he looks like he has command of this offense. Well, it doesn't matter because Green Bay plays in elements. So if it is supposed to be raining in Santa Clara, that's not going to favor the home team because Green Bay is used to playing in the elements. They play in cold and snow. So them playing in rain is not going to affect the Packers one bit. Now, Jordan Love playing in Utah State, I don't know how he can handle throwing a ball in wet weather. Brock Purdy was used to doing that in Iowa. So, like I said, the rain, if it rains, okay, then it rains. That's just where the trenches will come into play on both sides. But the Packers do have an injury that is very, very huge. I forgot the gentleman that got carted off against the Cowboys, but it is believed to say that he tore his ACL.
That's bad.
So he definitely will not be back he definitely will be out for the season. I forgot who it was. Doggone it. Forgot his name. Kingsley, the linebacker. He's probably doubtful because, like I said, he hurt himself. Jaheir Alexander is questionable. Well, if that's the case, then he better practice controlling a wet ball. But more importantly than that, the offensive line has got to do their job and protect him. Now, again, you can wear the double gloves like Jim McMahon and Kurt Warner, but for some, wearing two gloves, you don't have that grip of the ball.
Doesn't work for all
that you like to have to throw the ball. So you just have to do what you got to do to make sure you have a good grip on the ball. But like I said, this is the NFL. Anything can happen. Obviously, I'm still picking my team for obvious reasons, but the Niners have to come to this game focus and don't. One thing the Niners cannot do that the Cowboys did is the Niners cannot be lethargic and cannot get out of the blocks slow. They can't do that. The Cowboys did that, and they never recovered. And that's why the Packers put up 48.
I don't have to say much. You already know who I got in the Super Bowl. It's good. I think Jordan Love will have a decent game. I just think the Niners defense is just too much for the Packers to overcome. I just see that. And if the running game gets going, all it takes is one screenplay from Christian McCaffrey to get going down the field, and then that's the game. If they get going with the screen game, because you know they're going to get going with the running game, McCaffrey's going to get his yards running. But if he gets going in the passing game, it's lights out, man. It's pretty much like that. Ayuk, a couple of over the middle passes with Ayuk, man, game over. It's. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but
no.
The Niners after what happened last year in that Eagles, y'all really thought y'all should have been in the Super Bowl last year. There was no shout of a doubt. They're going off if Purdy this, if Purdy that. So now that Purdy has been playing majority of the year, it's a big chip on the shoulder to prove that y'all should have been in the chip last year. And that's about the only reason why that I'm putting you guys over this game. And like it won't be like a cakewalk. I don't think you guys will put up 40 or nothing like that. I think the Packers are going to give you guys one good game. But I just think, at the end of the day,
do you think he's not practicing? Do you think they are all not practicing? They're practicing. Trust me. They're watching film. They're practicing. And get off the doggone rookie kicker. Good grief. Anyhow, moving on to Sunday's games. And Sunday's games are in a very good slot.
And
this
Sunday.
Yes, Sunday.
It's just not football Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody was born on that day.
That would be this ace-hole to my right on the video screen. But yes, my co-host will be celebrating another trip around the sun, another year of God's blessings, and he will have a special night with family. I wish I could be there, but obviously A7FL duties have me obligated to fulfill those. So I will be giving him a birthday shout out live on the telecast where you can watch us on locally in Las Vegas on Fox 5.2, Caffeine TV, and A7FL.TV and on YouTube. So I'm sure he'll probably have one of those outlets there somewhere while he's watching these playoff games as we are doing the final regular season for the Fall Brawl and then the playoffs. And then, of course, the 10th season starts on March the 24th, to which the schedule will be given out on the 3-on-1 podcast on this upcoming Friday, I believe. Nonetheless, now this matchup,
you know we're going to do a show on the day. You know we're going to give the people what they want on the birthday. Yes, there will be a show if he's up to it.
If he's
or if I'm alive,
I'll be up.
Let's just say if I'm alive.
No, you'll be alive. You just might you'll be alive. You just might not be able to talk clearly, but that's another story from the day. But now this particular game, I am torn because I like both way the teams have played. They're former division rivals of the old NFC North. It is the Buccaneers and the Lions kicking us off on Sunday at 12 noon. The Lions are -6 at home. You got two number 1 overall draft picks playing against each other in Baker Mayfield and Jared Goff. There's that story. The two former players, of course, Todd Bowles has won a Super Bowl as a player with the Redskins. Of course, Dan Campbell played in the league for a long time at tight end. I mean, there are so many dynamics you can have with this story here. But I've been on the Lions all year long, and I'm not going against Dan Campbell now.
Why stop?
I think it'll be a close game, but I think I just think somehow, some way, the Lions will find a way to win the game, and the Lions will make it to their first NFC Championship game since 1991. But
wow,
it will not surprise me. Yeah, that's how long it's been. But it will not surprise me if the Buccaneers get the upset, because, like I said, the Buccaneers are playing very good ball. But just the way the atmosphere was at Ford Field and just the passion that was there. And I mean, I go back to that graphic they showed of that old man that has been a Lions season ticket holder for 66 years. I look at him and I think about him. Now, I mean, yes, I know. I don't know if it's Key or Peel that's a Lions fan. It's Michael Keegan. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Michael Keegan was there.
Yeah,
I know Big Sean was there. Of course, we all know that Marshall Mathers the third was there, and there's a tremendous photo. So there's a photo of Big Sean, Megatron, Eminem, and Barry Sanders, and then you see Bizarre's fat ass of D12 Innocence in the background, kind of photobombing the picture. It was quite hilarious, but I think about that gentleman that's been a 66-year season ticket holder, and I'm pretty sure it's been the old days when he was watching games at Old Tiger Stadium, because the Lions did play there before they eventually went to the Pontiac Silverdome and eventually Ford Field. I think about him and all the stuff that he's seen, and we all know, and you know this, especially being a member of Raider Nation, of how the atmosphere can help turn around a game. That atmosphere in Ford Field,
what I miss about Oakland,
is nothing. It is nothing like it. And again, I think it'll be a close game, but I just think Dan Campbell's boys will just find a way to get the job done. I like the Lions in a close game.
God, this is about the toughest part about what we have to do. Excuse me, with this show, is that we have to sit here and make these picks. And just me being a fan, I just really want to sit here and just watch it. I just want to make the pick. But
I'll say this: the next game, it'll be easy for him to make the pick. I guarantee it.
Oh, okay. We'll see when we get there. Oh, you damn right. Orchard Park motherfucking Bills. I foreshadow, but with this one, man, as you said, we said it yesterday or whenever the last show we did, we have been hitting the wall for the Detroit Lions the moment Dan Campbell signed with this organization. The Mizzle and Dub show started when Dan Campbell signed his contract with the Lions. Right. And we said that organization is going to flourish. And they're doing it right here in our eyes right now. So I'm not going against it. I'm still bittersweet. Yes, I'm going to throw this out there. As right now, I'm saying this as just me being a fan, and we've been rocking with Dan Campbell and the Lions since he took over. But the Raider fan in me can't give the fucking Buccaneers a goddamn thing. I don't want them to ever win shit ever again. Yes, I'm bitter. The only time I ever cried in sports is when we lost that damn Super Bowl. Nope, twice. the tuck rule, because I was like, damn it, we were going to go to Pittsburgh and wax that ass and get right in the Super Bowl and wax that ass in the Super Bowl. I got cheated out of 2 Super Bowls, damn it. But being a realist, the Lions should pull this out. I just think Gibbs and Montgomery, big games. Amon St. Brown is just nobody's guarding him. It's just and guess what? Laporta will have another week to practice and get himself really 110% to get out there and play football. And he's a bad man. So yeah, I got the Lions. Definitely doing what they need to do to get to the NFC Championship game and definitely come see that team in Santa Clara.
To which, if it does end up being the Lions and the Niners, I will be nervous as heck because, as you know, that team will go through it. Well, I'm always nervous. I'm always nervous when it comes to conference championship games, just because anything could happen. But if it does end up being the Lions and the Niners, just the fact that
it is,
as you know, this team will run through a wall for Dan Campbell. It has been shown. It has been seen.
Yes.
And here's the thing. And here's the thing. The Lions want to play gritty football. That's what you think about when you think about that. That's what you think about when you think about Detroit sports. Gritty, physical, tough teams. Period.
Like their coach.
That's what you think about. That's what you think about when you think about Detroit sports. And
yes,
and whoever it ends up being, I mean, whomever they play, that's just the type of game you have to prepare for. You really can't you can't finesse too much with this team. You can't, because if you do, they will punch you in the mouth and then eat you for lunch, and then will smile at you and be like, "We're going to do it again." Now.
Like and I also think Aiden Hutchinson. I also think Aiden Hutchinson is going to be giving Baker Mayfield fits. I think Hutchinson is just going to be. He's going to dominate. He's going to dominate. Oh, man, but what a game it should be, though.
That'll be a fun game to watch. And of course, the nightcap on Sunday, the Orchard Park Bills have probably been foaming at the mouth as Orange Cassidy makes his first appearance on the show. They've been foaming at the mouth. The Bills, of all the teams they want in the playoffs, I think this is the team that the Bills want, because they would love nothing more than to once again stick it to the Chiefs. This is the second time they've met. They played a few weeks ago in Arrowhead with the Bills getting the win, but the Bills have not forgotten the divisional playoffs where they showed at
what?
We couldn't
given
find
that
a
I'm a
picture
Sharks
of the
fan.
Stanley Cup.
Oh,
no. I think he's talking about the background. Yeah, we couldn't find a picture of the Stanley Cup on it. We were trying.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. We'll get the engineer. We'll get the engineer to figure out something for us. AKA, shout out to my son, his nephew,
Super Dope Beat Maker. Anyhow, I think this is the game that the Bills want, and like I said, this is the first time that the Chiefs and Andy Reid have got to go on the road and see if they can play in the element. Well, I mean, playing the elements is nothing for the Chiefs, but can they go to a hostile environment? And you and I both know Bills Mafia will be absolutely out of their. They will be out of their doggone mind.
Shirtless
for this game, but that too. But here's the thing. Now, as we said, this is the best defense by far that Mahomes has had. Do the Chiefs have enough firepower on offense to keep up with the Bills? That's going to be the question, because as we know, the Chiefs have been known for a lot of drop passes. They led the league in drops this season. And yes, Travis Kelce can only do so much. However, if they establish the run with James Cook, and you sprinkle in Jared Allen's running here and there. Because I will say this. The matchup between L'Jarius Sneed and Stephon Diggs is going to be great to watch. That particular one-on-one matchup, two of the best at their positions doing what they do. However, this is the part to where the Bills might miss Gabe Davis.
There's a hockey puck in our picture, not the.
You have the two
I'm
tight
sorry,
ends.
I know you were going off.
Not the Stanley Cup. Not the Stanley Cup. Okay, well,
eventually we have a hockey.
Eventually, we might get a picture to where we might have all these sports. Okay. Now, this is where they might miss Gabe Davis, but you got the two tight ends in Kincaid and Knox for the Bills, and those two can play a big part in this game. Yeah, which they can, and plus, can the Chiefs tackle? That's also a big plus. But you also saw that Hardy came in and got some catches. Obviously, we go back to the touchdown that Khalil Shakur had on that touchdown. That's about the best thing you've said all night, buddy.
I guess he's picking the Chiefs. No, that's not the best thing he said all night. That means he's picking the Chiefs. That was funny, but it sounds like he's picking the Chiefs. I think.
Well, I mean, the Chiefs are the defending champions, but they are coming into this game as a 3-point underdog. Which
wow,
yeah, 3-point underdog. They're giving the Bills -3, and they are giving,
which means the Bills will win by 6.
The over under of 45.5. And the game time weather will be 20 degrees inside Orchard Park, New York. No, thank you. You can have all of that. I don't want it. But with all that said, if you're the Orchard Park Bills, there is no more excuses. You cried, complained, moaned to get the overtime rules in the playoffs changed. Okay. Which they did. Now you have no more excuses. Now the Chiefs have to come to your home turf inside Ralph Wilson Stadium in front of Bills Mafia. We know Bills Mafia is going to be lit along with the tables and going and crashing through the plunder. No excuses now. No excuses. You got the Chiefs where you want them. The Chiefs are not the same offensive team as they have been in years past. Well, okay. All right. Well. As I try to get back to my train of thought here on the Mizzle Up show.
That was pretty fucking good right there. God damn.
For the Bills, you got no excuses now. This is perhaps your best opportunity to eliminate the Chiefs from the playoffs and get to your first AFC Championship game since the 1993 season, 30 years ago, when you made the last of your 4 consecutive Super Bowl appearances. And oddly enough, your opponent was the Joe Montana-led Kansas City Chiefs that you beat 30-13. So how appropriate would that be if, to get to the AFC title game, the Bills would have to beat the Chiefs? To which, with that said, I'm picking the Bills, obviously. The Bills will circle the wagons.
So my question to you is, which quarterback is going to have the most rushing yards? Because that's what's going to happen in this game. Who's going to have the most rushing yards?
Allen. Here's the thing. Josh Allen has proven he can run 50+ yards for a touchdown. I have never seen Mahomes do that.
I'm not. But see here, you're not. So I agree with you on that. He would have the most rushing yards. But what I was going with this statement was is that
Are you talking about
if
to extend first downs and drives? Is that where
no
you're
no 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 no
going?
no 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 not that. I was just saying
Okay. Okay.
if
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes outrushes Josh Allen, that's a problem for the Chiefs. Is where I'm getting at.
I I agree. I
That's where
agree.
I was.
I
That's where I
agree.
was. That's where I was going with
If
that one.
yeah,
Well,
I agree.
because I don't
If
think the
Mahomes has
receivers are going
more,
to catch the ball.
I agree. I agree. If Mahomes has more rushing yards than Isaiah Pacheco, that is a problem. I agree 1,000%. Because like I
And I
said,
think the
who
Bills are
other
going
than
to
Travis
focus
Kelce?
on Pacheco, and they're gonna force. They're going to try to force Patrick Mahomes to beat him with the arm, which that's kind of oddly an odd thing to say because you would normally wouldn't be saying that Patrick Mahomes. They're going to make Patrick Mahomes beat him with his arm. That's odd. That's you would be like you're a fool to say that, but I believe the Bills are going to be up front because they don't have a. I don't think they respect their receivers. I have to go. Travis Kelce got Taylor Swift on the brain because he had a couple crucial drops in the game. Hit him right in the
And
hands.
not to and not to mention, they had their first argument. Oh boy.
Oh, who gives two shits?
They,
And Daryl, you're
I'm just
talking to a
I'm
Raider
just
fan. I don't care nothing. I don't care two flying fucks about what happens in Missouri. Okay, I don't care. That's how I feel about that jacket. To answer your question, to be fair,
I never saw the
I will
jacket, so
give
I
it to
can't
my
answer that
damn
question.
dog. I will give it to my dog and let him shit on it. That's how I feel about it. Okay, yeah, that's about how I
Oh,
feel about
buddy.
that shit. Okay,
Oh, like I said,
and
I
there's
can't
there's
comment on
there's
because
fellow
I never
Raider
saw the
Nation. There's fellow Raider Nation that
I
backs that
never
right there. We don't care about what
I
goes on in
never
Kansas
saw
City. We don't.
I never saw the jacket. So I mean I have no comment on it. And if I did see it, I
Oh,
would
I
have no comment on it
guarantee
because
you,
like I said,
A Kansas City fan be like, "Oh my god, that's dope," or a Swiftie fan be like, "Oh my god, she looks so gorgeous." I don't care about the jacket. Moving along. I can't stand that every time
like
she's
I
at the
said,
fucking game, she gets more playing time than the damn game. I don't understand why every 5 minutes we're looking up at Taylor Swift and they're doing the. I don't care about that shit. Get the damn camera back on the football field. She's at the game. Whoop the fucking do.
see
I would say the
see
same.
see
Now, here's
see
the thing.
see
Here's the
see
thing. I would say the same thing if she was dating a Raider player. 100%. I don't care about Taylor Swift being at the Las Vegas game. I care about my team. Put the camera back on the game. That's what I care about.
like I said, sports broadcasting in the 80s, 90s was so much better and simpler because they didn't show all these doggone celebrities. It was
Sports.
about the field and the action.
Sports.
But
Sports.
as our good friend said, in the boxing chat, Mr. Terrence Ruff, and he's not wrong, sports has unfortunately become entertainment, and that's the one thing about it that I don't like. But
That's all it
nonetheless,
is.
I like the Bills. So
I do too.
in one sense, that if it were to happen, it would be a Bills Ravens AFC Championship game and a Lions Niners NFC Championship game. We'll see what happens. We will have a show over the weekend to cover both actions that we saw in the divisional rounds, and we will preview Conference Championship Sunday. But in the meantime, real quick, as of course this was a very big day of the NBA. Well, you know what? And I think another reason why the Buccaneers were not going to lose this game is because they had Martin Luther King III and his wife and
Oh,
their
the
daughter
family.
as the
Yeah, I
honorary
believe in
team
those type of
captains.
omens. I
Yes.
believe in those type of omens. I do.
Yeah. So
I believe in
so
those all day,
as
every
we honor
day.
Dr. King,
Mm-hmm.
as we honor Dr. King on as we celebrate his legacy on his actual birthday, which his birthday is the 15th of January. Real quick, down the recap of the NBA. Pelicans lose to the Mavericks 125-120. Magic beat the Knicks in a close game 98-94. The Pistons get a win. Hold the phone. The Pistons get a win.
Well, they were playing nobody of their caliber anyway, so it was somebody had to win that game.
They beat the Wizards 129-117. Hawks beat the Spurs 109-99. Cavaliers beat the Bulls 109-91. In overtime, the Heat beat the Nets 96-95. Raptors lose to the Celtics 105-96. Jazz beat the Pacers 132-105, and the Lakers get by the Thunder 112-105. And the Warriors just continue to struggle in the fourth quarter. They lose by 9 to the Grizzlies 116-107. But it was not all bad for one Raymond Mason, because there was a return to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Big fella.
Mr. Embiid came back, and indeed, there was a lot of Philadelphia freedom. But the only good thing that happened to Philadelphia was the Sixers getting their win on MLK Day as they beat the Rockets 124-115. And by the way, Embiid was back as he came back to the tone of 41 of those buckets. I did mention 41. 41 buckets, along with 27 from Maxey, 10 from Harris, 11 from Beverly off the bench, as the Sixers improved the record to 25-13. So thoughts on the returning big man for the Philadelphia 76ers?
It's always a good thing to have your leading scorer back on the floor. I mean, the things that he does, you would think that he was a guard. I mean, he was bringing the ball up court and pulling up at the free throw line. It's tremendous what the things that Embiid does, and it's awesome. I hope he retires a Sixer. I hope I never ever see him in another jersey, because pretty soon I'm gonna get his jersey. And regardless if he goes, I'm still got to get his jersey. But
I'll put it to you like this: tomorrow the Sixers are playing a back-to-back, but if they both play, you want to talk about two of the best feet work as far as centers tomorrow. You get a treat as the Nuggets come into Philadelphia, and that game is on TNT. You get to see the Joker and Embiid mano a mano tomorrow in Philadelphia. If you like centers, this is the game for you. Only 3 games on the slate tomorrow or later on today in the NBA. As mentioned on TNT, Nuggets and Sixers. That's at 4:30. Philadelphia is -3.5. The Kings and the Suns in Phoenix. Phoenix is 5.5 favorites. And the nightcap, the Thunder, staying in LA, will play the Clippers.
Fisher?
No, Harbaugh. The original Jimbo, Harbaugh.
Yeah, I can see that.
But anyhow, now we were planning to only go 45 minutes, but things happen when you talk about sports and you talk about the playoffs and all this fun, exciting stuff. But we thank you guys for
and then when you have people that make comments to where you got to comment on them, they kind of extend the show as well. Duly appreciate it.
That too. But nonetheless, we appreciate everybody's comment, everybody's feedback. We appreciate y'all. And like I said, we will definitely be back this weekend to recap the playoffs and preview Championship Sunday, as the Elite 8 will become the Final 4. And again,
woo!
to our newest subscriber, we appreciate you and thank you. Again, look for us on all of our outlets. We thank you for watching. This has been before we go. Come out of Maurice Jones-Drew on NFL Game Day Live
You can't hear me?
Hell. Anyhow, Chris Rose on NFL Game Day Live almost made Maurice Jones-Drew want to backhand slap him when he said, "Could the Chiefs ride the D all the way to the Super Bowl?" And MJD just goes like, that was one of the best sound bites I've ever seen. And Chris Rose was quick to correct himself and say the defense. But MJD just like, no, you just not say that on live air television. No, you do not. Anyhow, special thanks to all of our viewers for watching. Mizzle, I'm Dub. You're watching episode number 154 of the Mizzle and Dub Show. And as always, take care of yourself and each other. God bless y'all. Be safe and stay warm out there.